Hi everybody, and welcome to Google Drive Part 1 training. Let's go ahead and begin. Okay, so I've opened Google Chrome, and before we actually begin talking about Google Drive, let's talk a minute about Google Chrome. If I log in to Google Chrome on any computer, if I have a Google account, I can log into Google Chrome on any computer that it's installed on. And what that helps me with is it brings with me all of my shortcuts that I've created. And if I use Google extensions, it brings with me all of my Google extensions. And I can tell right now that I'm logged into my Google Chrome because it's got my name at the very upper right-hand corner of the screen. But if it didn't have my name there, there would be a sign-in option that I would be able to choose, and I could use that to sign into Google Chrome. To sign into Google Chrome, you'd use the same username and password that you'd use to log in to your Google Drive, your short email address, and whatever password you've created for the school login. Now, to actually get to our Google Drive, there's a couple different methods we can use to get there. One, we can use this thing called the waffle. Anytime you see the waffle, if you click on it, it gives you like a quick access to different Google apps that are shortcut built inside this waffle. Google Drive is one of those shortcuts that I could use to quickly get to my Google Drive. Another option would be to type in the address bar drive.google.com and then press enter, and that'll be another method to get into your Google Drive. Now, if you're at a computer that you've never logged into Google Drive with, or if you're like I am, if you've never logged into Google Drive ever before, you can see that I have though, it'll bring you to this screen here, which asks you to enter your username for the very first time. So again, I'll enter my username, that's my short email address. And then if you see your name in this list, you'd simply select it, and then you'd have to type in your password that's associated with your school credentials. So I hit sign in, and now I'm finally at my Google Drive. Now right now, my Google Drive is set up to show my stuff in list view. I'm sorry, it's showing it in grid view right now. So these are all large icons that represent all the files that live inside my Google Drive, all of these things. But if I wanted to get a different view, I could click this icon right here, which changes from grid view, which is what it currently is set at, to list view. And this is what list view looks like. You prefer things in a list. Some people like it better this way. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is make a folder for our Google Drive. So I'm just going to click on the new button, and I'm going to choose new folder. Or I could click on My Drive and choose New Folder. Either of those methods will work. It gives me this New Folder dialog box, and inside it I'll go ahead and give my new folder a name. I'll call this new folder Google Training, and I'll click on Create. And now you can see in my Google Drive I have a folder called Google Training. So it's that easy to make a folder. Now, one of the things you might want to do is make a folder inside a folder. So to make a folder inside a folder, you need to open the folder that you want a folder made inside of. So let's say I want to put a folder inside my Google Training folder. I'll just double click it. And now I'm looking inside my Google Training folder. Currently it's empty because I just created it. And to put a folder inside here, again, I could go to New, or I could click on Google Training, the name of that folder, and choose New Folder. So let's say I'll put a folder inside here called Training Part 1. I'll hit Create, and now I have a folder that lives inside my Google Training folder, which lives inside my Google Drive. All right, so I'm back in my Google Drive again, my Drive, and I want to change the name of the folder that I just created, this Google Training folder. So to change the name of a folder, we simply right-click on the folder and we choose Rename, and then we can edit the name. I'm going to call this Google Training 2017, and then we just hit OK. and now that folder's name has been changed. Something else you might want to do in your Google Drive is to move things to new locations. For example, let's say this Avid Kids folder, I wanted to move from the My Drive and put it inside my Google Training folder. Simply click on it and then drag it and let go. And that folder will be moved from where it was, which is the My Drive, into its new location. Now there's another way you could do this as well. You could right-click on the folder that you want to move and choose Move To. And when you do that, a Move To dialog box will appear. And inside here you can navigate to any place in your Google Drive where you'd like your folder to be moved to. Now, if ever I want to delete anything from my Google Drive, all I have to do is right-click on it. Let's say I want to delete my Google Training folder and choose Remove, and it would remove it from my drive, and it would place it in the trash can. So it doesn't actually delete it permanently yet. It simply takes it from the My Drive and puts it in the trash can. To permanently delete it, we would have to open up the trash can, find that folder, right-click on it. Like for example, if I wanted to permanently remove this file, right-click on it and then choose Delete Forever, and now that file or folder is completely gone forever from your Google Drive. So once you start using your Google Drive a lot, you're going to notice that it's going to fill up very quickly. You're going to have tons and tons of different things in here, and it might be difficult for you to find different things. So Google Drive has a search bar at the top, which makes it a little easier than just scrolling through to find whatever you're looking for. So by clicking on this search drive, you can type in a name of a file, or you can tell it specifically, let's say I'm looking for PDF files. So it would have the type PDF, and it pulled up all the different PDF files in my Google Drive. If I typed in the name of a particular file, let's say for example Breakout, it pulls up all of the files that have the word Breakout in the name. Or I could go down to this option, More Search Tools. And in here, I can be more specific about what I'm searching for. In fact, I can search for who owns the file. For example, when we get to talking about sharing files, you'll receive files from other people, so they're the owners of the files, but you're able to look at the file. So if you're searching for one of their files, you could simply type in that person's name, and it would search for any files that you have access to that were created by that particular person. Again, you could also search for different file types. You could search for the last date it was modified, and so on. Lots of different search criteria that you can use to find anything that you have saved in your Google Drive. All right, one of the beautiful things about Google Drive is it has unlimited storage space, at least the one that's provided for you by the school system. So you can take everything that you have saved on your H drive, everything that you have saved on flash drives, everything you have saved on your desktop, everything you have saved anywhere, and bring it into your Google Drive for safe storage. Things that are stored in cloud storage are much more secure and safe than things stored on a hard drive or a floppy disk or a flash drive or a CD. So to move things from those locations and upload them onto your Google Drive, there's a couple different ways we can do this. One way is by going to the New button, and you can choose File Upload, or if you're uploading a folder, choose Folder Upload. Another option again is to go to My Drive and choose those same options as well. So let's say I'm going to upload a file. I'd simply go to Upload a File. I'd get a dialog box. I'd navigate to the location of wherever that file is saved. Let's say it's saved on the desktop. I found it. Here it is. I hit Open, and now that file will upload onto my Google Drive. I'm not actually going to do it, but that's how I would do it. Another method to move things from another location onto your Google Drive is to adjust the size of your window, find a file, for example, one sitting on your desktop, and simply drag it onto your Google Drive. Let's say I want to put this file called 2017 laptop allocation, and I want to put it in my Google Training folder. If I just let go, wham, that file will automatically be saved into my Google Training 2017 folder. Since we're able to upload files onto our Google Drive, it also would make sense that we're able to download files from our drive onto our computer. So to do that, let's say I have this A1 folder. I want to take the whole folder, I want to put it on the desktop of this computer. All I'd have to do is right-click on it and choose Download. And you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, it says Preparing Download. And all it does is takes this folder and puts it in the Downloads folder on your computer. So to get to the downloads, I simply go to our Windows Explorer and go to Downloads. And in here will be that folder, in a moment, will be that folder that I just downloaded from my Google Drive. So I'm in my Google Drive again, and I have this Word, and I can tell it's a Word file because it's got a W next to it. I have this Word file that I uploaded from my desktop and I put in my Google Drive. What I'd like to do though is open it and make some changes to it. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on it. And when I do that, at the top it asks me, what do you want to open this with? So I'm going to open it with Google Docs. Google Docs is the Word version for word processing. So when I open this using Google Docs, I have a Google Docs version that looks exactly like that Microsoft Word version. It also gave the file a name that's exactly the name that it was. And I'm just going to make a slight change to this. Instead of saying 2017, I'm going to say 2017-2018. Okay, so after I make this change to it, I don't even need to hit save anywhere, by the way, because Google Docs, Google Slides, any of the Google apps don't have a save button. Any changes you make, it automatically saves. So I'm just going to go ahead and make that change, and then I'm going to close this tab and go back to my Google Drive. Now, why I want to go back to my Google Drive is because I wanted to show you a second ago, all I had was this Microsoft Word version of this file. And now, as you can see right next to it, I have a Google Docs version of that exact same file. So I have two versions now. I have a Word version and I have a Google Docs version. So to create a Google version of a Microsoft Office product, all you need to do is open it using one of the Google apps. All right, well, that pretty much does it for part 1 of Google Drive training. We'll see you guys in part 2.